why don't we do a couple rebuilds? So we'll start from the very top of the list. We got the Chicago Bears coming first. So we're going to do a 5-year rebuild. And the goal of the rebuild is just to get to the Super Bowl, win the game. We'll see how many we can get. So the Bears, what concerns me is not really the O-line. The O-line is fine. I didn't even know Jimmy Graham was on this team. I like the receiver core, and I like the running backs. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start Montgomery. I'm going to keep him going first. I'll let Trubisky do his thing. I know Trubisky in the sim is pretty nice. So we're going to keep Trubisky in. We're not going to let Foles play. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is we're actually going to release him. I can free up 1.23 million, incur a penalty of 1.9 million. Let's just get rid of Nick Foles. We don't need him. Tariq Cohen. We got Ted Ginn, Cordell Patterson, and a couple other no-name guys. No offense to them. The O-line's looking pretty good. We got Charles Leno Jr. He's 27. He'll last us the whole entire time. James Daniels, 21. He'll be our starting left guard for the rebuild. Cody Whitehair is not too bad either, 27. Jermaine Ifedi. I like the Seahawks. It's my team. I know how crappy Jermaine Ifedi can be, so we'll probably look to get rid of him, but for the time being, a 70's not too bad. And we have the old man here, Bobby Massey. Alright, Jimmy Graham's a little older. Cole Kmet. I'd like to start Cole Kmet. So we're going to let him start over Jimmy Graham. We will also actually, let's see what the contract is for Jimmy. We are looking at 2.25 mil over 3 years. Is not bad. It's actually a decent contract for Jimmy Graham, so we're going to look to keep him. We'll also, just for a little bit of extra bump in our draft, we're going to put Jimmy Graham on the trade block. Alright, so on defense, how we're looking is we got Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, I'm going to butcher that guy's last name. We got Robert Quinn. So we got Robert, he's a little older, Trevathan a little older. Oh, we can let these guys suffice. Tayshaun Gibson, we'll have him for a little while. Probably not going to be our starter. Eddie Jackson, the man Eddie Jackson. We got Fuller, Buster Skrine. So we'll probably be looking to upgrade. Probably corner. Maybe some safety. A middle linebacker might help us out. But we're gonna run this now. The roster's not too bad. All right, but we're gonna sim right through this one. We're gonna sim this. We're gonna sim to start this. Let's see what this guy wants. Let's see what he's looking at. Coach Nagy. Ask about development trains. Don't even need it. Okay, so we're gonna sim on right through. We'll go right to the playoffs. See where we stand. All right. So for the rules and the options that I set up was I have auto progress players on. So I don't have to keep doing this. It'll be a continuous stream straight through. And I have injuries turned off. Injuries and prior injuries turned off. Salary cap stays on. Trade deadline stays on. All that good stuff. Auto scouting, so I don't have to do any of that crap. The only thing that this rebuild's not going to have is the next year's draft. So we're going to do this. Since we don't really know what the order is, we don't know who's good, who's not, where they're going to be placed. So we're going to just do our regular old roster. So we made the wild card. And we won our division by 2 games in a shit division with Mitch Trubisky. Let's check out his stats. Let's see how we did here, because I think the first thing I'm going to look for is a new quarterback if Trubisky did not play too well. So look at the quarterback. Let's check my boy's stats. I'll see how he played. It's in his 3rd year. We got 28 touchdowns, 6 picks, 110 passer rating, 70% accurate. 3,900 yards, best season so far. So we're going to keep Trubisky. I think I'm going to roll with Mitch Trubisky over here. So let's see, how did we progress? Let's see how we did. So David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen will be our running back tandem. Allen Robinson's a staple for us. Anthony Miller will keep. Ted Ginn will probably be finding his way out at some point. I completely forgot to go and check out Jimmy Graham was, so we missed the trade deadline on him. But Cole Kmet's got a upgrade point, and he's immediately just as good as Jimmy Graham. So there we go. 6'6", 262. In comparison to old Jimmy Graham, 6'7", 265. So he's just about the same size, a little bit smaller than Jimmy Graham. But we're going to keep Cole Kmet. All right, the O-line's looking damn good on this left side. Charles Leno, Daniels, and Cody White here are staples. Massey will end up getting shipped out. We don't have a feasible backup, especially with this 35 overall center. And we have nobody really on backup. So we're going to have to draft someone on the O-line to replace Massey at some point. Free agency will look pretty good for us. Running backs are cool. Roquan progressing well. Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman. I think it's Eddie Goldman, right? Eddie Goldman. We're looking really, really good here. Bilal Nichols. I didn't even know he was one of their picks. We're going to keep him too. Skrine obviously is not going to get much better. Johnson, he'll play fine. As a matter of fact, we'll also kind of put him on up. Tayshaun Gibson, fine. We need a replacement there, that's for sure. Or we could run the 4-6 defense that the Bears used to run here. But we're going to keep it a staple. We'll leave this here. And, yeah, let's progress on through the playoffs, see how we do. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to sim right through it. And we took a loss, 24-14 to the Cowboys. We're done. And on to the off season. Alright, so we have 9 players to negotiate contracts with. Brent Urban. We're not going to do much to keep him. Isaiah Irving, sorry, you're going to send you out. 24-year-old Abdullah Anderson. He's a scheme fit. He's young, not the greatest, but he'll end up progressing. The rule here is we're going to keep him. So just in case we have to move some pieces around, Akeem Hicks might take off. We need a number 2, and if we're not going to draft another DT, we might as well grow him in-house. We'll keep him for, I'd say, till he's 30 years old on a really cheap contract. That's awesome. So we stole him. Corey Levin, we're not going to keep any of these guys. They are on their ways out. Alright, so we're going to skip through that. We'll check and see what the free agency has to offer us with $8 million in the salary cap. Alright, so Andrew Luck. You gotta fucking get this dude to retire. Kareem Hunt, Drew Brees is on there. Austin Eckler, Mike Hilton, Kenyon Drake, Lamar Miller, Levi Wallace. So if I'm the Bears, what am I doing? If I'm the Bears, I don't think I'm doing much. There really isn't anything here. We need someone to... Our front's fine. Our middle linebacker situation is something that we need to figure out, that's for sure. And our strong safety spot. So, perfect. I'm going to sign Tedrick Thompson to take the place of Tayshaun Gibson. We'll sign him for 4 years. And we can consider Tedrick Thompson a Chicago Bear. So let's sim on through this. We'll probably end up having him, just to double check. Ooh, interesting. Oh, so he doesn't want to accept that contract, doesn't like it. Fair enough. So there we go. So 5th year. Mitch Trubisky on a 5th year. We'll keep him around. In case, do you want to go ahead and pick up his 5th year option? Yeah, of course. We'll pick his 5th year up. We'll check him again. So we have him for an extra year just to keep him as cheap as possible. And we're going to move on up to the draft and see where we're at position-wise. Okay. So we're going to give it an old pause. And we're going to set up some trades to try and get an extra pick here. So since we have our new safety, Tedrick Thompson, Tayshaun Gibson, no longer required. Anybody looking for him? So it looks like the Bucks are interested in trying to pick him up. Can we take him for a 2nd round pick? Can we get another 2nd from the Bucks for Tayshaun? Let's go for this. We'll make it as realistic as possible. I want to say, ooh, we're not doing good on our picks. Holy shit. So the 5th rounder there and Tayshaun Gibson will give us a 3rd 2nd round pick. and we'll do our we'll go on ahead to our pick. We're not going to move up anymore. So it looks like we have pick number 2, essentially a high or a low first round pick. Let's see who's available to us. So we got a quarterback, Steven Smith. We got an edge rusher. We have a new safety, a wide receiver, corner. No one really is scheme fit. Yeesh, not looking good at all. So we're gonna have to make do with what we have. Not a problem. Wow. All right, so the 4th round guy here, we have to make sure we take him with our 2nd. Or since we have him there, I'd like to trade into the high 3rd round. All right, I'd like to trade to the high 3rd round. So he is a corner. So let's get rid of a corner. It's probably the best move. So Jalen Johnson, Kyle Fuller, Artie Burns, Buster Skrine. So Artie Burns, we could probably end up shipping him out. He's not a horrible corner. He's actually a good young corner. If we can get a high 2nd round too, that's even a lot. So let's see if we can get a high 2nd rounder, or a low 2nd rounder, high 3rd rounder, and that went right through. That's perfect for us. Let's make our pick. So what we need, I guess pretty much everything. I'd like to take a backup quarterback, Steven Smith. There's not really a scheme fit here, but it's nice to go and take a risk on him. We have another edge rusher. We have another safety. We have the wide receiver. We have this corner. We have a little bit of leeway. So what I'm going to go and do is draft a Mitch Trubisky insurance policy and Steven Smith. Let's see if there are any quarterbacks other than him. They're not. So we're going to go with Steven Smith as a little insurance policy.
The Colts are now
so 71 hidden dev guy, Steven Smith. I don't know what that motion there means, but it could mean something good. So not a bad pick, not a bad pick at all. So for our next pick here, we need to address the O-line while we're still high up in pick. Leslie Sherwood, we have the center here, Sean Freeman. We've got Joe Conrad, Kiefer Cush. Let's check this dude out. I mean, we really can't see his best abilities there. They're not that strong. They're in pass protection. I like the 6'2" combine score there. The 33 is not really my thing, but he is an agile guy, so I could forgive a little bit of strength loss. I'd be guessing. If I were to take some of these guys. Eli Hamilton's got the 2nd round grade on him, and he's got good pass block, good lead block. Let's check our scouted, because we're pretty much going to get all the guys we have scouted. We're not going to deviate from that path. Unless, there's all reds. So we see him. We have him late. Oh boy, oh boy. There really isn't anything. I mean, he's not too bad late in the 7th round. So for our pick, we could always go with another wide receiver. We'll take a risk on him. We'll go with Leslie Sherwood, another hidden dev. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad here for 2 picks. 2-star guys. We have a 3rd one. We're going to have the 4th one we'll go and get our corner with. So we still haven't addressed the O-line. I think that's what we need to do. Chris Matthews is a 6'6" combine score that I don't think I can pass up. So we'll see how he does. A normal 66 isn't going to cut it, but it's definitely some depth. Definitely better than a 33 or 34 overall like our center was. We have an extra guy. So now with this pick, we're going to go for that cornerback. Where is he? He's down here. Julius Fitzpatrick. Not a scheme fit, but he's got great speed. He's got good height. 214, 22 years old. Zone corner with great press, great awareness, and great zone coverage. Very strong. Can jump high. He's quick. He's not the most agile, but what more could you ask for a 4th round cornerback we're going to take in the 2nd round? And
The
a
Giants
75
are
hidden.
now
Dude,
on the
that's a
clock.
fucking absolute steal. What a bargain. You don't find corners like that deep. Or at least in my experience with franchise mode, I don't really find them too often. So we'll take that all day, every day. So we have no third, we have no fourth. But I do believe we have a five. No, no fifth either. Holy
The
shit, man.
Bears are now on the clock.
So what more is available to us? Really not much. So we do need a little bit of depth on middle linebacker. So we'll try and figure something out there. This guy's the best one available. Let's check available ones. We have this guy with a great combine grade. He's strong. He's not a scheme fit. This guy is the only scheme fit here, Lyle Pointer. And I'd really hate to take him, but we'll probably end up taking him last. Something else we need, right, would be someone on the O-line. And just my general rule of thumb is when there's not many good left or any good left, just kind of take what there is available with a scheme fit. With the best combine grade. So we do need someone at right guard. DeMarcus Birmingham is fast, can jump, not very agile, but just another body. 59,
The
it's not as bad
Lions
as it
are
could
now
be,
on
I
the clock.
suppose. And we'll advance right through. These picks are generally a little useless. All right, so I like our draft. I like who we picked up. We do have a new receiver. We got a new quarterback, and we have a new quarterback and a cornerback. I'll probably end up starting this year or next year. So our boy, what's his name again? Steven Smith, the rookie out of Cincinnati, gonna play behind Mitchell Trubisky. Oh boy, we got nobody here to really replace, but Massey stuck around for another year, and Jermaine Ifedi is hanging around. So not a horrible O-line. It's still feasible. But what I want to do, right, is get our wide receivers up. Our cornerback, Julius Fitzpatrick, will probably end up staying there. And I think what I want to do is maybe offer Kendall Fuller up next year for a trade. Because I wouldn't mind sticking with Johnson and Fitzpatrick. And Buster Skrine just hanging out in the back. Oh, this is totally fine here. Our left, our right, and our two DTs. This is absolutely perfect. This spot we did not address, but it gives him a chance to kind of grow up. Tedrick Thompson will end up starting for us, and our running backs remain the same. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, so we'll go to mid-season. We'll go to the midpoint. See just what's going on with the team. See if we got any dev trait increases for any of our guys. So I'm going to stop it right here. I just realized that I think one of my receivers is on the practice squad. One of our main guys. Yeah, he is. So to make sure they don't sign him. Well, I guess he's not. Where is this dude? In our depth chart somewhere. We gotta get those guys playing as soon as possible. Let's full back. Wide receiver. Okay. So Leslie Sherwood is a guy I want to get up into here. So we're going to drop Riley Ridley. We're going to keep Sherwood up there. We're actually going to move him up to wide receiver 4 in the meantime. We'll let Foster kind of play. He is a couple overalls higher, so we don't want to risk it. We'll keep Wims at 5, Patterson at we'll actually switch them up. And we're looking pretty good over there. Our quarterback starting to go up in dev. He might end up taking over Mitchell Trubisky's spot. And our new cornerback is now at 77. So he's moving on up like the Jeffersons, dude. So Jalen Johnson and Mr. Fitzpatrick, the man himself. This guy's looking for a dev trait increase. Let's see what we got. Holding the 200 passing yards. That's the Lions. Matt Stafford, it's a little dangerous interdivision, but they are 0-4. Let's see if we can take a win here. And we do go 28-10. Let's see if he went that. See if he made that depth trait increase. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I hold myself a high standard. And he did not perform. So no fucking dev trait increase. That's absolutely the best. But Tariq Cohen is looking to make his move. So let's see if we can't help this man out. So in the meantime, we got David. No, we don't. He's going to start second. Fetty's actually moving up. So we may actually keep. We got the lawnmower going outside. Nice. Let's see. We got the Falcons this week. We took a 1-point win. And did Tariq Cohen get his increase? And he missed the mark. God damn, man. These guys don't get these. I suppose they're a little hard, but we got the 5-1 Seahawks playing in Chicago. We're a game behind these guys. We lose by a touchdown. High-scoring game. Holding on to second place by a game. Losing by 2. We got a division game right now. We have a chance to really make some moves up here. Can we beat Green Bay after taking a big-time loss from Seattle? And we do beat them by 10 points. That moves us up firmly in second place and inching our way closer to a division title. So we got the Lions again, playing in Chicago. I like our hopes here. I like our chances. We take a loss by a field goal. It's not the greatest. We have the Saints we're playing up against, and we take another loss. And this is with Mitch Trubisky at the helm. What I'm thinking is maybe we start Steven Smith. I still think our best chance is with Trubisky. We're 3 games behind. We're in week 12. If we lose and the Packers win, we'll start Steven Smith. All right, so we won, and the Packers lost. So we still have a chance to win this division. But we have a daunting task. We got the Carolina Panthers, 10-1. So these guys are going to take the number 1 seed. We take a loss to them as expected, move us up to 6-6, tied with the Minnesota Vikings for second place. This game is a make or break here. This is a make or break game. And we'll see just what we can do. Okay. So let us check and see what we got going on. We're going to end it right after this season. So 7-6. We beat the Vikings. We can still take this division. If we get a couple more wins. It's a loss again, man. And they're up 2. We got to beat these guys. So what we need to hope for is Green Bay to lose 2. We need to win this game. And we need to win the Week 17 game against the Titans to even think about winning this division. And we take the loss. Not good. And I think what we'll do for this last game, because we're not going to make the playoffs, we're going to move our boy up. And we're going to have him play the last game of the season against the Titans. We'll see what we can do. We take a big-time win, 31-6. That might be, if we check it out, that might be our biggest win of the season. Not by importance, but by, I think, point gap. So we'll see what our schedule was. So we took a big-time loss to the Bucs. We had a good win against the Giants, but really nothing that compares to this 31-6 beatdown of the Tennessee Titans. It's an absolute beatdown. Let's see how we played. So he's an absolute stud, no doubt about it. Let's check out those stats for that game he played. So he had 3 touchdowns, no picks, 60% completion rating, not the greatest. He attempted 46 throws, so he's throwing a lot. No picks though, which is great. His passer rating was 104 and 327 yards. You really can't ask for more from a rookie guy. We started in the last game just so we can get a little bit of experience, just a little bit of a leg up on Mitch Trubisky here. Mitch, however, did not play too great. He had a good completion percentage, but 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. It's not quite what I'm looking for. season stats. So toward the end of the season, he started throwing a lot more picks. That's probably due to more volume, 38, 32, and 38, 28 to 30. I mean, it's a lot more volume there, so it's understandable. Oh, I'm sorry. Looking at the wrong thing. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. As they dropped, he just did not play very well. The touchdowns were just not there. For 5 weeks, he threw 1 pick in the last 5 games. So, I mean, that speaks for itself. The yards aren't there. It wasn't looking too great. Mitch Trubisky, I'd say, is probably the reason why we didn't pull away with that division this year. He might have been why it was so close last year as well. Rushing as well. He didn't rush for too many yards. He had a couple rushing touchdowns, but other than that, nothing really, fantastic there. Mitch Trubisky, not looking too hot. Not looking too hot. So Sherwood went up. We're going to bring him to our receiver number. I wonder why he's so fucking low, dude. Put this guy up. And I'm going to put him up to there. I'd like to bring Sherwood. This is going to take a little bit. To number 4. So I like the way that looks. Let's see how our cornerback is. I'll take a star. I will take a star all day long. And yeah, I like the way this is starting to pan out. So this will be part 1. I'm going to end up simming this on through to the all-important off-season. And then I'm going to set up the second portion of this after we re-sign some guys. So Allen Robinson being 28 years old, 92, Tariq Cohen, Demetrius Harris, Cordell Patterson. We have quite a lot of guys to sign. To start it off, we're going to sign Germain Ifedi to 2 more years if he wants it. 5.5 is a lot. And we're not going to be able to afford Allen Robinson. Shitty thing about this franchise mode is that we don't have an option to... they're actually going to keep Eddie Pinheiro too because he's a great kicker. So we're going to keep him 5 years. He's cheap. Kickers are usually a little easier to sign. And these guys, we're going to let them walk. We're going to let these guys kick rocks. We're going to let them walk. And I'm going to start up the off season in the next stream.